In this video, I will give you the equipment and supplies I use to grow my Amazon FBA arbitrage business. After this video, you will have an understanding on what equipment and supplies you need to run your Amazon FBA business from home or your own unit. It's important to have a lot of this equipment and supplies to make sure you're sending in items to Amazon correctly. Now remember, all these items that I've listed in this video are tax deductible, so make sure you're putting them through the business. Before we hop into the juice of this video, all the links are in the description to the items mentioned in this video. Okay, now, so let's just get straight into it, make this as quick as possible for you guys. The first item is going to be a label printer. I would recommend getting a thermal label printer. Of course, you can get an ink label printer, or you can get a laser jet one. My advice would go just go straight and get a thermal printer. There's a link in the description for a MUNBYN one. That is, it's either MUNBYN or MUNBYN, one of the two. That's the one I've got. I would recommend just, yeah, to keep things simple, grab one of them. You can swap them around, so print shipping labels, which is a 4x6, or I think it's like 50mm by like 30mm, and they are FNSKU labels to stick on barcodes of products when sending stock into Amazon FBA. Now, to make things easier, so you don't have to keep switching around the labels, you can just buy two. They're around about £75 each, and it's going to cost you about 150 quid, and it's going to save you a little bit of time, and it's going to save you the hassle of switching them around. But if you want to just stay within budget, spend £75 and just switch them around when it comes to printing the shipping labels. It's not too much hassle, to be honest with you. And of course, to go with your label printer, you're going to need labels. So now there is a link in the description for 4x6 labels and Amazon's own barcodes that they use to identify a product to you as a seller. They're pretty cheap. I've put a link in the description. Buying them in bulk is the way I found it cheapest. You just buy them from Kite Packaging, or wherever you want to buy them. If you don't want to buy a multi-pack, I just get mine in bulk, because if you buy like a few packs at a time, and then you can get free shipping, so I would recommend just buying them on Kite Packaging. Keep things simple. You get a load, you can kind of buy them and just forget about it. You know you've got the stock for a bit, and yeah, just replenish just before you are about to run out, so you're not stuck without labels and stock sat in your house or unit or wherever you're shipping from, and now your business is stagnant because, yeah, you've got no labels. It's not really a good place to be in. I've been in it many times. So just stay on top of your supplies. Now, this is not essential, but it's handy. It's a nice to have. It's just a label holder that you can just hold your labels in. So it just pulls the labels through the printer pretty easily, and yeah, without it getting tangled or without you having to hold it. I know you can buy some that like they fold and you can just put them on the side and they would just like unravel themselves. But of course, if you want to just make things easy, I think it's like £7.99. They're super cheap, under £10. Just get yourself a couple if you've got two printers, or just one set if you're deciding to use the one. Now the next supply is polybags. To stay within Amazon regulations, some items need to be polybagged before sending into Amazon FBA. And also with some beauty products like lipsticks, and they're quite small, so you have to polybag them so you can get a label on them, because sometimes you can't get a label on the lipstick. And also liquids, they have to be polybagged. If Amazon say, oh, you don't have to polybag them, I would recommend just polybag them anyway, because if they leak and they leak all over your stock, say if you've got some cardboard ball games or something in there, it's just going to destroy it and you're going to lose money. So I would always polybag items that are liquids, and the items that Amazon do recommend you to polybag also. Now, I have linked in the description where you can buy them. I would recommend getting some small ones, some big ones, and some medium-sized ones. And just buy a few to start with, maybe like 100 of each, just so you can get to see if you actually want to do this business. Do you know what I mean? And if you do want to, if you're enjoying it and you're buying products that are like multi-packs or liquids, beauty products, you're sweet. Because you got your polybags, you can polybag them and you can carry on. Now with Amazon, the polybags do need to have a suffocation warning, so I have linked in the description the place that I use personally, and I just bought a load, but you don't have to. I think you can buy like 100 at a time. Just buy 100 of each size, small, medium, and some large ones. 3 sets of different sizes, and you should be away. Now, a lot of people say this is a nice to have. To me, this is a necessity, because using your mouth to break the tape when you're taping your products, well, when you're taping your boxes to send into FBA, is not really viable. So I would recommend getting a tape gun. They're super cheap. You can pick them up from anywhere. But I've, of course, once again, linked it in the description from Kite Packaging. I think it's £3. It's the one that I personally use. I do have a few different ones, just because I do tend to break them sometimes. So yeah, I would recommend maybe getting 2. But if you just want to get started, stay within your budget. Just get the one. And if you don't fancy using Kite Packaging, you can pick them up from like Asda, Tesco's, or just any local supermarket or DIY store. Now, of course, to go with your tape gun, you're gonna need tape. I would recommend just buying brown tape. I do have some clear tape and brown tape, but personally, just to get started, use the brown tape for your boxes, and you should be all good. The link in the description is for, I think it's a packet is 36 on Kite Packaging, and it works out super cheap per row. So go ahead, purchase some brown tape, and you will be sorted for quite a long time. The tape I found seems to be quite strong. I did have to use quite a lot sometimes on some Amazon boxes that I just reused and sent back into FBA. They have some dust on them a lot of the times, and the tape don't really stick. But most tape's not going to stick to dust, of course. So there's a little wipe in the box, and I was sweet. But the tape is amazing, bang for your buck. So it's definitely worth it. If you just want to buy some tape and just forget about it, because it can add up pretty expensive over time if you're paying for like 2 rows for like £3, I think, in like some supermarkets. It's pretty crazy. So just buy them from Kite Packaging, you'll be sweet. Now the exciting part is boxes. They feel like just a waste, because when you send them into Amazon, they just get shredded up, or I'm pretty sure they get shredded up. Maybe they sell them on, but more often than not, they for sure just shred them up, and you're paying like £1.50, £1 a box, or £2 a box sometimes. Yeah, it feels like a bit of a waste, but you need them to be able to actually run your Amazon business from your own home, from your unit, or wherever you're sending it from. You're going to need cardboard boxes to send your inventory into Amazon, and to meet the regulations to be able to get insured on them, to make sure you can get your money back if it gets lost. They're going to need to be double walled. I have sent some items in a single wall, but if they were to get lost, I'm pretty sure Amazon do require to have a double wall box. Well, actually, no, I'm not pretty sure. I'm certain. And if you do send a single walled box, it is at your own risk. Now, there is some secondhand boxes suppliers like All Boxed Off. I'm pretty sure that's their name. There is a few others. Sadler's, I know they sell boxes, but they do just get sold out pretty quick. So I tend to just get brand new boxes from Kite Packaging. I think it's like £1.76 per box on a pallet, which is a pallet's 140 boxes. So it works out around about like 250 quid. If you don't want to go that deep, you don't have to. You can buy 20, and I think it costs you about £2 a box. So not a big issue as long as you're sending in some good profit products. You're going to pay for the box, of course. But yeah, it's all going to be going through your business, so less tax. Now that is literally everything I used to scale my Amazon FBA business. From the start, I have used loads of different suppliers. Of course, I've used eBay, Amazon sometimes when I need speed, but these are who I've been currently using for about 6 months. All my suppliers, all my materials, just so I can keep the business growing and not having to worry about picking up materials or running out. You don't need expensive equipment to run an Amazon business. All you need is the basic gear and some consistency, and you're well away. Now, as I've said, I'll just say it one more time. All the links to the items and equipment mentioned in this video are in the description. I just want to thank you so much for watching the video, and I do promise you guys that I will help you as much as I can by providing you some trustworthy and good information about running a small Amazon FBA business.